everybody, and welcome to an honorable wild ride with Steveo. I'm here at Tight Box Packing, now home of the Steveo bobblehead doll. Are you kidding me? Get out of here. Get your bobblehead doll at steveo.com with your yeah dude baseball tees and everything else. It's so exciting. And why is this week's episode so honorable? Well, because there's a running theme throughout the episode about being man enough to admit when you're wrong. And, there's something that it's pretty rare about that. It's pretty awesome about that. And we talk about it in a lot of different contexts. So this one's really special, man. I do genuinely love it. And man, Corey Taylor, he let us know that he talked about stuff that he's never talked about publicly. So get ready for a lot of special stuff. And let's get into it. Dude,
how you doing, Buzz?
Super stoked.
Okay, yeah, man, stoked.
What are you promoting?
My second solo album's coming out September 15th.
Cool.
And then we got some tour dates. August 25th to October 7th, some shit like that. I don't know.
Cool, man.
It is.
Epic.
Okay.
Dude, that clock does not do a good job of staying fucking
CMF2.
That's right. Because I'm super original with names.
yeah. Preceded by CMF
T.
All right.
Let me just. It's hot out there. You've been doing press all morning, huh?
Dude, I've been doing press for the last 2 days, man. Like, I flew in yesterday morning and just hit the fucking ground hauling ass. I did, actually, Bert Kreischer said to say hi.
All right.
We did Something's Burning. It was me and Gavin Rosdale. We did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude.
Cool.
It was so weird.
It's a
we're
weird mix.
sitting there and he's butchering fish and chips and we're just like looking at it. It was fucking hilarious, dude.
Do you want a water?
Let's keep that
no,
in.
I'm okay. I'm okay right now, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's keep that in and say, ladies and gentlemen, Corey Taylor.
Yeah.
He's back.
I
from
am
Zoom.
back. Finally in person, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super rad, man. So where to begin, dude? Like,
Oh, Jesus. Where'd we leave off? I mean,
yeah.
You were about to go on tour. It was going to be like a socially distanced tour last time
yeah,
we saw
that's
you.
right, man. Dude, I think we were the first ones to go on the road. Like, we were the kind of the test subjects. It was like, let's see if they fucking crash and burn, dude. And dude, we had a blast, man. I mean, it was really weird because it was all those pods, you know? Like, they would sell like a group of tickets at a table, and then because you couldn't test people legally, you couldn't test people before they came in, but you could do temperature checks and shit. And they said as long as you bought like a certain amount together, they could sit together, but then you had to wear a mask outside of like the circle. Like, dude, it was so weird, and yet we were just so stoked to play for people that we were like, fuck it, no, it's like playing a lab, why not, you know? Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
That's so funny that you guys were just wearing masks anyway.
No, this wasn't even Slipknot. This was my solo
okay.
thing. So we're up there, dude. I'm like playing piano. It's like, it felt like a jazz club, dude.
Right.
It was weird, but
so there's just like little pods of.
yeah,
like
man.
how many different pods in a room? How
It
big
would
was
be
the
like
venue?
they would only open up about 25% capacity, right? So they would mark out the pods like around the tables
Right.
and shit, and yeah, it was so weird, and yet we just loved playing that we're just like, fuck it, let's just get out there and see what happens. And then so the first time we did it was great, and then the second time we did it, I got COVID literally the last day of the tour, and I was supposed to be flying into a convention to do an appearance, right? So I'm in Denver at the hotel at the airport, and I wake up and I'm fucking dying. I mean, I'm like, I'd sweat through the bed. It was the worst I'd ever felt, and I was just like, well, and I hit up my head of security. I was like, you better bring me a test because this doesn't feel right. Sure enough, dude, and I spent a week in that place, dude, and
At the airport hotel?
at the airport hotel in good old Denver, Colorado. So I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake. And it was brutal, dude. But I mean, I'm glad I was vaxxed because it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
But I mean, it only lasted about 3 days, and then I was good to go.
Fuck. You were
Yeah.
in Denver when you got it flying into the WWE. Remember on
I was in St. Louis.
Oh, you're in
Oh
St. Louis.
shit.
Yeah, and I would never have known, but like in order to be where I was at, they had to test me.
Right.
And so the test said I was positive.
Oh.
I would have had no goddamn idea
Right.
otherwise.
Right. The second time I got it was like that. Like I was
Yeah.
asymptomatic, but I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake, man.
Yeah.
But my wife's family are older, so we're really careful with that shit, you know. So
Right.
yeah, it was like we're not gonna. We caught it at Christmas, so we were doing like a quarantine Christmas. My wife is up by the door to our bedroom, and we're throwing her gifts. It was so
Wow.
fucking weird.
that's
Got
weird.
that like bungee cord thing for like water
yeah,
balloons.
basically,
you know?
yeah. It was hard because I gave her a car that year, and she was like, so we had to follow her out like 10 feet behind so she could see it, and then we sent her right back to
Oh,
her.
wow.
You're behind like SWAT shields.
It was weird. It was like, you like it?
yeah.
You know, it's super weird.
And so that socially distanced tour
Yeah, man.
was your solo
Yeah,
band.
yeah. So then, by the time everything opened up, that's when we fired everything back up with the knot, and that was 2.5 years ago. I mean,
Right.
so and we've been on the road for two years straight. Like, and we were working on The End So Far, which is our last album. While we were doing that, I was like, are we gonna take a minute to give people a reason to come back? And nope, fuck, we just charged right through. So it was crazy.
So you've been going straight through.
I've been working nonstop. Yeah, dude, I've been hauling ass.
And you were touring for CMFT.
We stopped on CMFT and then started doing. So I did some pickup stuff here and there.
Yeah.
With my solo stuff. For the most part, it's been hardcore like Slipknot stuff. So. This tour coming up that I'm doing August 25th, that's all solo stuff with one Slipknot show right in the middle to kind of fuck things up. you know?
Where's the Slipknot show?
At Blue Ridge.
And then how far away is it from
Oh
the venues?
shit, we were at Blue Ridge.
Yeah,
was
I'm
it-
actually doing Blue Ridge 2 days later with my solo thing. So I'm in 4 days. I'm doing solo, Slipknot, solo, day off. I'm like, I'm an idiot.
Dude, it was like right in the middle of COVID. I was crowd surfing at
At the music.
the Blue Ridge Music Festival.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, that was a cool vibe, dude. That whole place.
Those people, I mean, we played it last year, and we weren't sure how it was going to go because it was dumping rain, and we hit the stage, dude, and this roar came up, and we were like, okay, we're gonna be all right. This is fucking awesome.
It was rad.
Great people, man. It was really cool.
Huge festival, and Scott's like been the most uptight about COVID,
Right.
And like we're traveling there together. We're like in a rental car together, and he's like, dude.
Well, because he has the idea that he wants to crowd surf, so he called Dr. Drew.
Oh,
and he's like,
shit.
hey, what are the chances? And he's like, well, I wouldn't advise you do that.
Right.
But we have it on camera, too, and like, he how many times did you crowd surf? You went up and back a couple different times.
Yeah, it was rad.
If I didn't get it this time, I'm about to fucking get it the next 6 times.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
How do you keep track of, like, remembering all those songs? Like, is it hard when you have all your albums that you're touring for, then you switch to a Slipknot? Like, do you have to sit in the hotel and, like, read what you say? And,
Man, yeah, it's a good question. I luckily have not gone into like a different band's song during another band's set yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't gone completely fucking batshit, but I don't know, man. I compartmentalize pretty well, and when you're in the mask, that keeps you kind of in that moment. You know, like definitely
Yeah,
having the mask on just keeps me in that headspace. So. I mean, if I ever go into a different song when I'm wearing the mask, you know where to check me in at that point.
That's
It's like,
funny.
yeah, we got to send him away.
Yeah.
He's starting to fucking lose it.
Yeah, you ever been to a Grateful Dead show when Jerry fucks up the lyrics and everybody just cheers?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, there's like YouTube videos of him like.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, dude, I've had songs where like I'll start a song and then I'll just blank.
Yeah.
On the like, I'm just like,
What do you do? How do you play it
I
off?
just I'll laugh and I restart the song. I'm like, fuck. At that point, that's all you can do.
Sometimes that is the biggest cheer of the show, though. Like,
and it lets people know that they're in a moment, man.
Right.
There's so many fucking people either play at a track or they're not playing at all, and it's just a fucking mechanical motion for them, and there's no vibe, there's no heart to it.
Are you saying that there's people still doing Milli Vanilli type stuff?
Yes, I am. Now, the hip hop community gets a pass because largely what they'll do is they'll throw the track on and then they rhyme over the top of it. But you can hear the double track on that, so you know they're doing it, but they're actually singing it live, singing along to themselves. However, there are people in my genre who sing, not only have tons of Pro Tools going on, but they're not physically singing as well.
They're just
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah, I remember I did Warped Tour years ago, and there were bands like that. And there was one band like Soundcheck, and they were like, "Fuck, we lost our laptop charger.
Yep.
Like, we don't know what to do." And then like a legit punk band was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like, and they were asking like, "Do you want to have like a chord for a?" And they're like, "I have a guitar chord, I have a bass chord,
Right.
I don't have a computer chord for you." Like,
I also have this ball sack because I do it myself.
yeah, exactly.
wow.
I'm,
So
I'm a
funny.
fucking asshole though. Like I shouldn't do that because some friends I have use those, and they use them for a reason that's their piece, that's their truth. But there's no way, dude. Like I couldn't do it.
Of course.
When we were doing Stone Sour, and we put out the two concept albums, House of Golden Bones albums, we used track as filler for some of the tunes that we played. Obviously, all the guitars were real, the drums were real, vocals were real, bass was real, but we used track for some of the like orchestral stuff, right? And like some of like the connector pieces, because we were playing some of the stuff that would connect. And being a slave to that felt so stifling that I was like losing my I was like, we gotta get off this fucking shit. I hate being chained to a click. I hate being chained to something where I can't, because the part of the fun of live is the push and pull, man. Like you can tell when somebody's feeling it because the song's way fucking faster than the original, you know? Like they're just in it, or it's heavier, or they slow it way down. That to me is the epitome of live, man, because you're feeling it. Like they're in that fucking moment, and there's no denying that it's them playing it. And that to me, that's the beauty of playing live.
Who do you think's the best band live? Let me tell you something. A good rock band is just like a good razor. High quality, killer performance, and no gimmicks that just drive up the price for no reason, man. And that's why Harry's is the rock star of all shaving products, man. You got the 5-blade razor that is as good a quality as any razor in the world. No gimmicks. This is the only thing I shave my face with is my Harry's razors. And now get ready for an exciting offer from Harry's only for the listeners of the Wild Ride podcast. You got the craft handle starter set. This is a weighted ergonomic handle with these cool grips on it, and I'm telling you, it just feels good. Gotta have that. The 5-blade razor, the travel cover to protect the razor, the foaming shave gel. This whole starter kit is valued at $17, but the listeners of the Wild Ride podcast get it for only $10. So to snag this deal, go to harrys.com/stevo. One more time, harrys.com/stevo for the craft handle starter kit. And you got to jump on it now. Now, let's get back to it.
Oh, dude.
First one that comes to mind.
Alice in Chains.
Alice in
They're
Chains.
so fucking, I mean, Jerry, the whole band is amazing. And the way that Sean Kinney, the drummer, swings as he plays, because everything for them is naturally slower. And the things that they do to manipulate the riffs, because they're so sludgy anyway, but the way they lock in together is fucking unreal. Like they're so good that it's criminal. To this day, they're that good.
I was buddies with their manager, Chuck.
Oh yeah, Chuck Randall.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
yeah, man. Great dude. Love
Yeah,
that
yeah.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a mentor to me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, next time we talk to him, tell him I said hey.
Okay,
I
for
haven't
sure.
seen him in a minute. He's a great dude.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And I remember Chuck inviting me to some big festival. Alice in Chains was playing, as well as Tool. And
Oh, fuck yeah.
I'm saying Tool is the best live.
Tool, I tell you what, Tool to me is an acquired taste because they're so dialed that it's almost like listening to the album. And that to me, as a punk kid growing up, that's not necessarily where I'm at. They're amazing at what they do. But when I go to a show, I want to see something as well.
Right.
And because they're not as demonstrably active, I get bored. And I hate to say that. That's not because they're boring. It's because
Right.
I'm myself bored because I'm so used to shit like Napalm Death, you know, where Barney's walking up walls and jumping on people's
Yeah.
heads, you know. But what they do, dude, is so. I mean, Danny Carey's one of the greatest fucking drummers of all
Yeah.
time, dude, you know? And the way they mesh together as a band is so effortless. It just, I mean, they take you there. I mean, and they'll extrapolate stuff for minutes upon minutes to getting you there, and it's longer than the album, and you're just like, they're just pulling you in, and you're like, you know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But to me, maybe I should go and see them now. As older, I would probably appreciate it more than I did when I was younger. You know?
Yeah, how about this Power Trip Festival that's
Dude,
going to
I
go on in
know.
October? Like, Jesus.
Who's on the
Who's
bill?
playing that?
So
Dude.
basically, every big band on the planet. So
Like,
it's Metallica,
Guns N'
Roses,
Roses,
AC/DC, and there's one more.
Tool.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And they had Ozzy, but Ozzy had backed out.
He had to drop out.
Do we know who's replacing Ozzy?
I don't know if they are. I think they flicked. So it's all like one weekend.
Yeah, it's like 4
the-
days of just stadium shit.
Wow.
Crazy. I think it's the same place where they do.
Indio, California.
Yeah.
Coachella?
Oh,
that-
yeah,
it's
Coachella Valley.
right where Coachella is done. So
Yeah.
it's like, so they're just like, okay, fuck your hippie shit. Here's this, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, who else could you get to
Is
play
Metallica
that?
playing it?
Yeah. I
of
was
course.
just talking to Lars about it. He was just like, yeah, we're doing this power trip thing, man. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, you guys are going out. This is going to be fucking nuts, dude. There's not going to be any metalheads left on the planet. They're all going to be in the desert.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
It's crazy.
I was just watching a YouTube clip on Metallica when they played to like 1.5 million people in Russia.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
It's
is that accurate? 1.5
Yeah,
million
it is,
people?
man.
Have you seen that video?
I saw something on social media where it was like, this is what 1.5 million people looks like, and then swipe, and then this is what 100,000 looks like, and then swipe, and this is like what 1,000 looks like.
Right.
And I swiped all the way through it, but then I went back to the 1.5 million people, and it didn't look any different than the 100,000. I kind of didn't, because you couldn't fit all those people into frame.
It's pretty crazy.
How are
Like,
they just ticket sales?
It was the first really big, heavy band that had ever played Russia. It was
91?
91.
91?
It was 91 because it was right after the Black Album came out. Metallica by that time was arguably the biggest band on the planet because remember Guns was out at that time and they were doing Use Your Illusion. So Metallica, and this is before the Guns and Metallica tour that they did. They're out there. It was before James got lit up. This is before the explosion hit him.
Oh,
So,
shit.
Yeah. So it was right in that time frame. They're the biggest band in the world, in the universe at that point. Up to that point, I'd say the most modern show that had ever been played in Moscow was the Peace Festival that happened in '89, which was Motley, Bon Jovi, Cinderella. It was like fucking Skid Row was there, Scorpions, and they were doing the
Motley was
Yeah.
claiming they were sober.
Yeah, it was and that was one of the reasons why they were doing it was to promote that. And yet then Ozzy was on it, you know, and Zach tells all these horror stories about the plane ride over where everybody was fucking just shit faced, dude, and you're just like, oh my god. But I think that was the most modern show that had been played. Because remember, the curtain was kind of still on and off at that point.
Yeah.
87.
Yeah, so 80,
Well, 89,
87,
the wall
88.
came down.
Yeah, yeah. So 91, Metallica hits. They're the biggest band in the fucking world. Everybody and their mom is going to that show. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
it wasn't like even 10 years ago where Russia was kind of a spot on your tour. Like you did Russia. I've played Moscow
Yeah.
many times, you know, not anymore, but at the time nobody did it. So word got out, and think about how big Russia is. You're going to fucking make your way to that show. You're going to get to that show.
Yeah.
So 1.5, honestly, in my opinion, maybe a small number. Because there could have been fucking, it could have been like the original Woodstock where they just stopped taking tickets and it was just everybody and their fucking mom coming over, Junior's farm. They're just like, we're going to fucking see this shit.
Yeah.
So
Jeez.
good, man.
Yeah.
Did I see something in the news recently? About just some love for Jason Newsted, like everything, like they.
I think so. Yeah, they've really. I think it's
Yeah.
one of the things they've been opening up about because, in retrospect, and maybe it's because they've started to talk about it now, is like the way that how they handled it. And the more they're like really exploring how they handle him, they really they hurt him, man. I mean,
Yeah,
For people who don't know,
Jason
like
Newsted
me.
was okay.
he was the
too.
one who replaced Cliff Burton
Yeah.
in Metallica after Cliff died.
I see.
Cliff
and-
died in 1986.
Yeah.
Okay.
On tour with Ozzy.
Yeah, they were
How'd
on
he
a
die?
bus.
A bus on a slippery road in
Yeah.
Scandinavia.
and it flipped over.
Oh,
and,
He's the only one that died?
He's the only one that died.
died.
And they had drawn straws to about like which bunk they were gonna sleep in, and I forget if Cliff got the longest straw.
He got first choice, and according to the story, he wanted Kirk's bunk, so he switched bunks with Kirk. So when the bus accident happened, he was in that bunk when it could have been Kirk who died. So it's like the mythos surrounding that accident is so huge. You can actually drive to that spot and there's a memorial where Cliff died. Like it's that powerful. And it's 3 hours out of the way. It's crazy, man. I mean, it's one of those drives where today a band at that level would probably fly because of the terrain and how crazy it gets up there.
Yeah, so they replaced
Cliff
him with Jason Newsted,
who was the bass player for a band called
Flotsam and Jetsam.
And
All right,
he was a
Steve.
massive Metallica fan. They had a lot of people actually try out for the spot, including guy from Primus.
Les Claypool.
Les Claypool actually tried out, and they were like, "This is interesting, but this isn't us."
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy, right?
Right.
Could you imagine Les Claypool with Metallica? Like, the fucking shit. You're just like,
I think
Yeah.
that it just from a type A personality type thing
Right.
that wouldn't have worked
It
with
wouldn't have
Lars.
Well,
and
it would have been a
James.
totally different band.
too many Chiefs. Exactly.
So that's
So
when people say like Metallica turned down Les Claypool. That's the reason why. Because I've always heard that. And I'm like, why would they turn him down?
Well, they turned him down because honestly, at the time, it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know, and honestly, this was before Primus was even a household name. You know, people need to remember the first album that Jason did was actually the Garage Days album, which was the
Right.
cover album. the
Garage
covers
Days
album.
revisited.
Revisited. I still, up until a couple of years ago, had my original copy. I had the 598 EP, the cassette.
Okay, yeah.
Because they had the 598 EP, and then they had the 798 vinyl. Because it was always affordable, but it was always a different price for the different format and whatnot.
How many tracks can you remember from Garage Days revisited? Green Hell, Last Caress.
Oh yeah, Green Hill, Last Caress. There was The Weight.
Yeah.
There was Helpless.
Yeah.
Crash Course in Brain Surgery.
Yeah.
And there was The Small Hours. That's the whole album. And then they end with Green Hell. Fuck yeah. Oh, dude. That's one of my favorite albums of all time.
It's epic.
And they recorded it in this garage that they built, basically, to kind of let's just do something and vibe and see what happens. So this was before And Justice for All. So they record that. They go in, it's super fucking punk rock. It's super like, it's dirty. And it's a great fucking album, man. And that led to going in and doing And Justice for All, which a lot of people think was a reaction to the fact that they were subliminally dealing with
The death.
Cliff's
Lots
Brick,
of
because there's
death, yeah.
no bass on that album at all, really. I mean, yet there are, you can go on YouTube and find versions where people have added bass, and they call it And Justice for Jason because they buried him in the mix. I mean, it's such a two-track mix that you're listening to it going, what the fuck's going on here? Because I remember I stood in line waiting for that album to come out, and I bought it and I listened to it, and the first time I listened to it, I was like, this is fucking crushes, it's killer. And then I started going, well, it doesn't sound as thick as their other stuff, but you didn't mind because it was riffy as fuck,
Thick as the bass.
Exactly. And people talk about whether or not that was them subliminally reacting to the fact that Cliff was dead. And purportedly, the way they treated Jason over the years was really, really bad. And even James has admitted to it. Because, I mean, it's tough, I mean, you just lost somebody that you were in the trenches with. They were all young. They didn't know how to process grief. Nobody helped them process it. So what they did was they took it out on the new guy.
Or got really fucked up.
Yeah,
All
or
of the
both.
above.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy.
It's really just something special when people step up and acknowledge. That's right. When a man admits that he's wrong, he's done something right. And that's a good thing. So we should all admit that what we're doing to the environment, to Mother Earth with plastic is wrong. And that's why I support Liquid Death. I support Liquid Death big time around here. Down at Tight Box Packing, we pound them out of this machine all day long. Yeah, because we love Liquid Death. And why is it called Liquid Death? Well, not only are they bringing death to plastic, which is destroying the world with their infinitely recyclable tall boy cans that are designed to look like beers, but don't be scared, it's just water, baby. And they don't only do water, now they've got flavored sparkling water, they've got all these killer teas with funny named flavors like Armless Palmer. Dude, they just don't ever stop. And wait until you see the Killer Liquid Death campaign that we've got coming out in the next couple weeks or so. Whew, it's scary. It's so rad. And scary how they murder your thirst, dude. Liquid Death, this is the way to go. And for the listeners of the Wild Ride podcast, you can get 20% off your first apparel purchase at liquiddeath.com if you add that /Stevo. It's liquiddeath.com/Stevo. Everything about this company rules. Their merch is epic. So grab that deal for 20% off merch. Find their products all over at retailers, on Amazon, the rest of it. Support Liquid Death because I love them. Now, let's get back to it.
That's really big. And it's something that, and this is how sad it is. When it happens, it catches you by surprise because not a lot of people do it.
Right.
Which you wish it was the opposite.
Right.
It's like you wish that it would just be something that you just take for granted. It's like, of course. Oh, fuck. Of course, man. My bad. I was totally in the wrong. If more people would own everything they do, not just the good shit, but the bad, man, you would just, I think there would be more of an embracing of humanity as a whole.
Big time.
Yeah.
An example of that, which I think is just so epic, Bill Clinton, after his presidency, stepped up to acknowledge his failure to intervene on what happened in Rwanda.
Right.
And that was really meaningful.
And he's 100% correct to be, like it was in his hand.
Right.
And he, and
they
I don't
wouldn't
know
call
if
it a genocide. And it was totally a genocide.
Right. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why shit on him just because he's a bass player? I mean, you wouldn't do that if you brought on a new singer.
Well, it's largely because they didn't, like I said, they didn't know how to deal with grief. And even though and I think one of the things is because Jason was such a nice guy.
And he was such a, like, it was a little bit like Karabi coming into the crew, where he was like, dude, I can't believe I'm in Metallica. And they're like, buddy, we're not looking for a fan. We're looking for a bassist.
We're looking for somebody who's going to, you know, help us take it. Because one of the reasons why Robert works is because Robert was Robert for years, you know. He's a fan, but he also knows how to hold his own. Whereas Jason came in and was just, you know, like... You know, he fucking grew up listening to Metallica, you know? Like, they had done shows together on festivals and whatnot. He was a fucking fan. So, when you're already dealing with the negativity of grief, and you also compound it with alcohol, and your perspective on some shit like that can be skewed. And a harsh, how do I say this nicely? A harsh personality will dissect that and then destroy you for it. Someone that positive and that stoked about life, coming into that situation with 3 people who are really fucking hurting. You add alcohol and, you know, repression, and they're going to go, you know what?
You're done.
I'm going to shred you. I'm going to shred. And that's sad. It's human nature, though.
I think there's another level too of just like the type A, like the chiefs. You know, just there's a level of control.
Too many of it. Yeah.
And Lars and James are kind of notorious for that.
Oh, 100%.
What album was it for?
What a fun deep dive into Metallica.
Right?
Yeah, but to go even further, what album was it for the West Memphis 3?
Oh, well, I mean, they were using the soundtrack of Master of Puppets.
Right. Yeah. It was Joe Berlinger, the director, I believe was the director for some kind of a monster.
They used Orion, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So he's been friends with them for years, and he used their music to kind of help convey that story.
Yeah, I mean, it was powerful.
It's very powerful, man. Like, especially knowing the background on this. I know a lot about that because I was a part of the Black Flag tribute album that Henry put out to raise money for their legal defense and whatnot. I tried to help kind of spread as much.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy, man.
When did Henry do that?
This was 2002. Yeah,
right, because I was going to say, it couldn't have been recent because he wants nothing to do with making music,
No,
right?
This was years ago, and he actually used Mother Superior. He used his Henry Rollins band at the time, which was Jim Wilson and Mother Superior, to recreate all of those Black Flag albums. So he had guest people come in and sing everything. So I did, I did Room 13.
Did Ian MacKaye get on that?
No, I don't think so. But he did have, Keith Morris was on it. Keith came in and sang something. Dean Ween did fucking Gimme Gimme Gimme, and it shredded. I mean, dude, I was like, what the fuck? I mean, it was so good, dude. It's probably one of my favorite versions of that song, man. It's really good. Ice-T did Police Story. Like, it's hard to find now, but it's called, oh, God damn it, what's it called? It's called, I can't remember what the...
I can look it up.
Yeah, it's the Rise Above. It's called Rise Above, and it's the album to raise money for the West Memphis 3, and it's really cool.
It's crazy how Black Flag between Rollins and Greg Ginn, like it's just 2 totally different bands.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like Van Halen.
Uh-huh.
Like just 2 totally different bands, and I just can't imagine. Rollins would never have sung "Gimme Gimme Gimme," right? Or
no, but at the same time, he re-sang a lot of stuff on that album with that band, so he was able to recreate it. Like they did Slip It In. I think they redid My War. Like there's a lot of fucking rat, which that song, you're just like, unless you wrote that song, there's no way to really recreate it. You're just like, it's fucking crazy. It's one of the craziest pieces of music I've ever fucking heard.
Yeah, dude. My War, dude, and that the whole In My Head album, so good.
I agree. that's one of the bands that helped form my approach to heavy music was just the ferocity in the music itself, just how frenetic Greg Ginn's fucking playing is, and then the way Henry sang was so intense. It's like atonal but so intense, like you can hear the blood in his throat, dude. Like you're just like, oh fuck, and it's like you feel like you're being hit, and you feel like you're going through what he went through that inspired everything that he fucking wrote about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird that like all these bands are getting together to raise money for the legal defense, but can't the legal defense just give them a 50% discount? Or like,
I mean, you
No.
think
why? I mean, why would it?
they're lawyers.
Well, yeah, I know. That's the problem with lawyers. Is
exactly.
like if I can call them, they probably charge them to take the phone call to let them know that they're raising the money for the funds.
The
You know,
one,
it's like,
if it's one thing I've learned about lawyers is the only time they'll fucking be on time to hit you up about anything is if they haven't been paid yet. When you need something, we'll get to it. You know?
Yeah, of course.
It's anything
Right.
billable, they're coming for you.
Right. Man, we've done such a deep dive into all this great stuff. And, dude, I've just been really enjoying that.
Oh, it's all good.
Right. I want to say that you look fucking fantastic,
Thanks,
man.
man. Thank you.
I heard somebody accuse you of being in your 50s.
I turned 50 this year.
Okay, me too.
Yeah, man.
Wait,
Fuck yeah.
next year. I just turned 49.
Okay, yeah, so I'll be 50 in December.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
how do you feel about it?
It's interesting. I'm still trying to kind of piece it together because physically I feel no different than I did, you know? Obviously I got Slipknot miles on me and shit, you know, but for the most part, I'm okay, you know? Like I've learned early on that I would have to physically kind of try to slide through some of the shit that I never had to worry about when I was younger. Obviously, you know, my recovery a lot longer. I'm sober.
How long you been sober?
13 years now.
Yeah,
man.
dude, right on.
I quit smoking 8 years ago. I try to stay as healthy as I can, obviously, but I still love shitty food. So it's a constant battle, especially when you have to kind of look good to try and sell your shit. I get up on stage, I'm like, "Hey, ladies, you see this? Huh? Yeah, that's water weight." You know, you kind of have to do what you have to do to be in this business, right?
Yeah.
So I try to stay as healthy as I can, not only to look good, but also to be able to perform at that level.
Sure.
And as I get closer to 50, it's this weird dichotomy because I don't necessarily look 50, but there are definitely mornings when I feel 67. Let's put it that way. Like getting up is an arduous process.
Do you stretch?
I try to, man. I'm not very strict. My wife is way better at the maintenance stuff because she's been athletic her whole fucking life, man. So she's like on me. She's like, you know, she's trying to keep me alive because she likes me. I don't know what the fuck her problem is. But
So annoying.
love you, babe.
Wow.
How long you been married?
6 years. Well, we've been together for 6 years. We've been married for 4.
Okay.
And I'm mad at myself for not meeting her when I was younger. Let's put it that way. She's that amazing, you know?
Wow.
And she's my best friend, man. I mean, in fact, it's like as soon as I'm done here, I run right to the airport to fly home just so I can hang out with her, you know?
Where are you
Great,
flying
man.
home to?
To Vegas, yeah.
Vegas.
I mean, where we were when I did the podcast last time.
Okay.
You were in
That,
Vegas.
yeah. So,
Do you go to the fights ever in Vegas?
no, man. I try to stay away from the strip unless I'm working because it's just messy, you know?
Yeah.
Like every trailer park in the world is empty and they're all at the strip. And I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake. I just can't do it. And listen, I'm not shitting on anybody. Live your life, do whatever. But you have to understand how messy you are in my city. It's hard for me to get around when everybody's walking around in neon thongs and gigantic fucking,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, those big
beverages.
drinks?
I'm
Yeah,
just
those
like, oh,
giant
the
drinks.
yards.
They're like 4
Dude,
foot
they're
tall
crazy.
drinks.
How long have you lived in Vegas?
15 years now, 14 years. excuse me.
Wow.
And you have the Oakland A's coming there soon.
I know. It's insane.
You know what's really insane is how much money there is to be made if you can build an audience online. I know some of you have an audience, and maybe you're not monetizing that audience by offering cool stuff that people want and getting it to them efficiently and affordably. And that's where ShipStation comes in. How do you think I get all the orders out of tight box packing, like my big old speakers, my new bobblehead over here? I'm telling you, dude, I do it with ShipStation. Every time an order comes in, the label prints out, we put the merch in the box, we slap on the label, and we send it on out. We got FedEx coming to the warehouse to pick up. We got UPS. We got United States Postal Service. We got them all. And through ShipStation, we get the best deals that there are to get. Deals that are normally reserved for Fortune 500 companies. And you know what? You can try this all out yourself very easily, very quickly. If you go to ShipStation.com, use the promo code STEVO for your free 60-day trial period. I'm telling you, it's that easy. Doesn't matter how you're selling your stuff. If it's on Etsy, Amazon, eBay, your own website, doesn't matter. It's one easy interface and it brings together everything right on one site. And you can try it for 60 days. No risk, free trial. I'm telling you guys, it's time to make ship happen. So go to ShipStation.com and use the promo code STEVO to start your risk-free trial. Now, let's get back to it.
I tell you what, more people have. It's the city has changed a lot since a lot of the sports teams have come in, and I'm not. It's not a bad thing. I love it. You know, I love the fact that the Raiders are there. I love the fact that the A's might be coming there. Somebody mentioned the fact that the Kings might be coming. Like, I mean, we went from having no teams
Right.
to then the Knights really was the thing that set the frenzy off. Because they weren't going to bring in any sports teams, and then they were like, "Okay, we'll try it with a hockey team." You know,
money.
And I'm telling you, dude. And I have a buddy who works with the Knights, and he let me know this. He's like, "We put on the first year that the Knights were there, they put out 23,000 season tickets, and they sold out within 15 minutes.
Whoa.
That quick, because that's how much locals wanted something."
But hockey?
Yeah, they're fucking great, dude. They just won the cup.
Yeah.
They won the cup
Whoa.
this year.
They won,
yeah.
said that they are the Stanley Cup.
They
Is
are
that
the
because
Stan-
Vegas has the money to get the best team?
It's because they took the time and they handpicked, especially the first year, because they've been perennially really good. They took cast-offs from other teams who were good, but could never get through because the stars were outshining everybody, and they constructed a fucking clutch team, and I mean of like crazy fuckers, and they just started to bear. It's crazy that they haven't won more cups than they have because they're that good.
I mean, 23,000 season tickets. Like, how big is the
That's
stadium
crazy.
that they're in?
That's maxed. That's maxed.
That,
on
yeah,
the
like for an
stadium.
arena.
Yeah, for a hockey stadium, that's pretty big, and they did
fucking
it
huge.
They did it
Super big.
immediately. Yeah.
I mean,
Super
arenas are
big.
like 15,000, right? Like,
Supposed to be-
No, it can
generally?
be 15 to 25. Yeah. Some of the, because once you get up into like 40 or 50, that's like stadium size.
Yeah.
And after that, it gets up into the 80s and the hundreds, and that's where it's crazy.
I saw a headline that said, you know, now with the interest rates up, that 1 in 4 home buyers is finding a new state to live in.
Yeah.
And the number one city that people are moving to is Las Vegas.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, I've seen the traffic. And I see all the different fucking license plates and shit,
Yeah.
and I was like, and they all clog it up. But that's fine, you
But
know.
what about, like, the water crisis? Like, isn't there, like, I mean, you guys are...
Well, here's the thing. After that whole thing happened, we had a bout of extreme rainfall come in to the point where our reservoirs are topped up now, which is
Okay.
crazy. We
Yeah.
had more rainfall last year than we had the 5 years prior to that.
Okay.
yeah, the Hoover
And
Dam's like full.
It was crazy, dude. I mean, it was. I mean, living there, having to deal with people who don't normally have to drive in the rain, and I'm from Iowa, so I've driven fucking everything, you know. Watching these asshats freak out because it's damp, I was just like, just put your purse down. Just go. You're not gonna fucking slip and fall in a gulch. Just drive.
I can see you doing
asshat.
that in the car, too.
I'm that guy. I'm an asshole. That's where my buddies keep trying to get me to get the Mr. Wheeler tattoo. You know, the old Disney cartoon where Goofy's like the crazy driver.
Oh my God.
That's me. I'm that guy. So as soon as I get behind the wheel of car, I go from zero to asshole very quickly.
That's funny.
It's not great, but it can be very funny. My wife is just like, oh, here he goes. It's bad. Yeah.
I love the way you describe your relationship with your wife, man.
Yeah, man.
I've got a fiance I'm similarly in love with.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's rare, dude. It's such a rare vibe when you
Yeah.
meet someone that not only you really love and you're really passionate about, but someone you really fucking like. And that's,
Yeah.
I mean, I've been married twice before, you know, and the first time we were young, the second time was a horrible mistake. But, and I honestly, after that divorce, I basically was like, that's it. I'm never even fucking considering this shit. And then I met the love of my life. It was, and it came out of nowhere. So
Yeah,
it's special.
That's one of the questions I wanted to ask you when I was driving here. Is like, how important is it to find that special someone? Because probably in your 20s or 30s, it's like you have a band member that's like in a toxic relationship and they're outside the studio arguing with
Yeah,
them, and they
dude.
come in and it's like their
Yeah.
head's not into it. Like,
Yeah.
it's really important to have somebody like that in your life. I mean,
Yeah. Not only that, but somebody that you can feel supportive of as well, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to support them, especially when they're supporting you as much as possible. Like, you want that yin and yang.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's very rare, man. And when you find somebody like that, you need to hold on to them.
But how'd you know she was the one?
I knew when the first time she told me exactly what she fucking felt, and she wasn't being mean. Let's put it that way. My wife is one of the smartest people I know, and she's also very forthright, and she's never going to scream at you about anything. My wife's never screamed at me. But she's going to let me know her opinion. And 9 times out of 10, her common sense defeats my mammalian ego lizard shit, and I have to sit back and go, fuck, you know?
Fuck, she's right.
And she's always nice about it, and that's what kills me. It's like, could you just be a dick for a second? Just give me that. And she's like, nope, we're just gonna have this conversation, and I'm gonna leave it with you, and then you let me know what you think.
Just sets
and I just
appropriate
kind of
boundaries.
sit, and I give it about 10 minutes. I go, fuck, you're right. And as a man, that's hard.
Sure.
But once you realize that it's not an offense to you as a person, she's just trying to show you where you may be mistaken and a better way to do it. It's like, it's not necessarily that she wants you to be wrong. She just wants you to both do what's correct, not even right, man, you know? So there have definitely been times where I haven't talked to her about certain shit, and I've just made decisions because I'm a man, and sometimes I am rash, you know? And she goes, you need to fucking talk to me about some of this shit, because some of it's blown back on me quite badly. And I'm just like, oh, fuck.
Steve, you could talk about that.
I can relate to all of it.
Yeah, I mean, what's been the difference in your and Lux relationship? Because you guys have always had an upward trajectory, but I feel like in the last year and a half, it's kind of gone upward even more so. What's changed?
I think that the first important piece is that for me, it wasn't about finding the right person nearly as much as it was about becoming the right person.
Right. And that's a big part of it, exactly.
Right. I would have been absolutely useless to Lux if I hadn't put in the work preemptively to learn how to be in a healthy relationship.
Right.
And that took a lot of work. I had a lot of,
Stuff to clean up.
A lot of stuff to clean up.
So you kind of got to be ready to meet the right person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean,
And it's always when you least expect it too, man. You know, like when I was, before my wife and I actually even got together, we had met, and there was definitely something there. And I told her, I was like, I am not in a spot to be in a relationship at all.
How
man.
come?
Because I had a lot of damage.
Scar tissue.
Yeah. Oh, dude. It was holding me together. That's all I had, man. Like I was psychologically emotionally, physically fucked up about it. Like I was a physical manifestation of all the stress and toxicity that I dealt with.
Like childhood trauma or past relationships?
Past relationship. That relationship, my previous marriage.
The second marriage. And did the second marriage ending coincide with sobriety?
No. I was sober through the whole thing, which meant I lived it hard.
Felt every feeling.
Dude, it was in my skin.
Wow.
It was in my and I had a lot of shit happen to me kind of all at once. I had my spinal injury happen where I had to have spinal surgery, so I couldn't work out, so I couldn't be physical. I was still imbibing a shit ton of calories, but I wasn't able to burn it and work it. Her and I's relationship was at an all-time low. We were working tirelessly. I'm definitely not the easiest person to live with. Neither is she. I'm not, it takes two, you know what I mean? So I'm not gonna lay everything at somebody's feet. But there was definitely, the pure hardest truth is we weren't meant to be together. And it was kind of like that from the beginning, but in the beginning, you don't really pay attention to anything. You don't listen to the signs. And things just progress. By that time you're married. By that time you're like that. There's that thing in you from Iowa that's like, okay, just maybe this is just how it is. Let's just make it work. Stoicism, all that shit. Instead of really listening. So by the time I got out of that relationship, I didn't even look like myself. If I showed you pictures, you'd be like, oh my God, it's tough.
Red hair and all that.
No, I've long shitty hair.
Then you looked 50.
I looked like I was pushing 60, man.
Yeah.
I was bad. I was overweight. You could see it like in my skin, dude. I just looked fucked up, and I wasn't drinking. I wasn't doing drugs. I wasn't doing anything, man. But I looked like it, which was crazy. And that's when her and I started talking, because I hit her up about opening a Stone Sour tour, because I was putting a tour together, and I wanted to do something different. Her group, the Cherry Bombs, are amazing. Like there's like this Cirque type dance troupe that does fire with heavy metal music. They do aerial. They do it all. It's fucking rad. And she's a superhero, man. And we really hit it off. And I had to be brutally honest with her. I was like, I'm not even close to having processed this. And because I was just on a crazy wormhole of like kind of self-disgust, trying to figure out what even made me happy, man, And it wasn't until I kind of pulled my head back up and took a breath, and it was just like, man, I'm still miserable. So something's not right, And I started working on myself. Luckily, by that time, we were on tour together, and she and I, she was still hurting from the fact that I'd said no, but she was still one of the few people that I really wanted to talk to, because I respect her so much, So one thing led to another. We started talking again, and she laid it out for me. She's like, the choices that you're making in your life are gonna bite you in the ass. You need to figure out why you're miserable, and you need to figure out how to make yourself fucking happy again. You need to get back to that point. And she's always been the person to put it in perspective for me, and without any thought of herself, to be honest. Like, she's just like, listen, forget it's me. Just tell me what you're feeling, and tell me what's up, so you can start to kind of figure out how to get back to a place where you feel good again, man. And then one thing led to another, and I just realized, I was like, I don't want to live the rest of my life. I don't want to live one more fucking day without her. And as soon as we waited until the tour was done, and we've been together ever since.
Damn.
And that was 2017.
And now you take your anger out on the people in traffic.
I do.
That's a good.
Yeah.
That's a good outlet for it.
Do you create better music when you're depressed or when you're happy?
I think that's a cop out, to be honest, because I know a lot of musicians who think that they write better music when they're fucked up. And I've never been able to at all, man. I think music is whatever mood you're in that moment. You know what I mean? I definitely write really good when I'm feeling something intensely, whether it's anger or really bereft of happiness. Like there's a bottom that I can hit where some really poignant shit comes out of me. But some of my favorite music I wrote when I was really happy. You know what I mean? Like so I don't look for moments to kind of descend on it. I honestly, if I'm feeling it, I try to write it down as quickly as possible because I know it comes in waves for me. I'll definitely have moments where I'm not feeling anything inspiring, so I'm like, I'm not going to try to write anything because I'm not going to try and force it because it's going to sound forced, you know?
Right.
But no matter what, whether I'm up or down, and I definitely have moments where I'm super down, I know that I'm going to be able to write something that I can then go back and still relate to later, you know? So, and I think I'm lucky in that respect. I'm definitely thankful for it, but I've never had to wait until I was depressed to write something. I've always had something to say, and it's always felt important for some reason.
Yeah, I always feel like sometimes people subconsciously self-sabotage, like writers subconsciously self-sabotage themselves so their life's shitty.
Yeah.
It's always shitty so they can...
Because it's romantic.
I'm a writer.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And is that how they came up with the genre of the blues? Because you're feeling bluesy? Is that...
Well, no, I think that had more to do with the fact that it was a marriage of gospel and country. That and
But it's always depressing music, right?
but it also came from the black culture. I mean, that they started singing it as a celebration because of the work that they were doing in the fields, because of the brutality that they were dealing with in their lives. They took the gospel music, the country music that they were hearing, and a lot of the music that they had brought over from Africa and kind of married it together to create this wholly different vibe. The roots of the blues, I believe, are from that kind of country western accent, but it's a really good question because I'm not sure because I mean there are whole documentaries that you can go and look up, and so many people have so many different answers to it. But to me, the spirit of the blues is really about singing it away. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
For me, the best thing you can do is write something down, because once you write it down, it's physical and you can get a handle on it. If you just let it sit in your head, it's just air, man, and you can't get a grip on it, and you can't figure out a way to kind of shape it to do something for you, you know?
Yeah, I feel like some of the like Led Zeppelin's best music has to do around heartache.
Oh, it's beautiful, man. Like,
you know?
and some of the stuff that Robert wrote is to this day is so ethereal. And I mean, you look at I was just listening to fucking Stairway to Heaven last night, and I know it's crazy that somebody just sat down
9
and
minutes.
listened to Stairway to Heaven,
Yeah,
and
it
they're
was the
not
time.
like 21, you know? Like, it's I've always forget how powerful that song is.
Yeah.
Until you put it on, because that song is 8 fucking minutes
It was a
long.
journey.
It really is.
Yeah, the high school dance, it starts out with a
Right.
slow dance.
It's
Yeah.
like, well, we're gonna be here for a minute, babe. So, how much longer you want to stay here? I'm really starting to get an itch. You know?
Dude, Zeppelin, man, like there's no formula for like from one
Right.
tune to the next. It's a totally different band.
Yeah, and that's what inspired me to write the way I do, especially for CMFT, because the stuff that I listened to growing up, you would have all of these different styles on one album, and yet it was the same band, and they would just kind of put it through their own filter, you know? I don't know where we lost that, or where it became out of fashion for guys that play my type of music to just everything just feels so fucking linear.
I think songwriters, ghostwriters, and
and that very well could be, because I've always written my own shit.
Yeah.
So I try to explore as much as I can, and I've always kind of had that roadmap, man. Like, and maybe it's because they were, you know, the pioneers, so they could kind of, you know, explore different musical landscapes and whatnot. But I'm like, man, fuck that. I'm not gonna not do that. I have to.
I mean, I think it's just gotten industrialized. It's like movies too. Like it's safer to just like
Right.
Politically
give the
correct.
people what
And
they
I've
want. Like
hated
make another
fucking
Avengers
safe
movie.
my whole
That's a
career.
safer
Like, I
bet.
couldn't give a shit
Yeah.
about any of that stuff. I'd rather play stuff. I'd rather risk for a motherfucker than sit back and give them a pillow. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like,
exactly.
I'd rather just fucking put it out there and go, this is how I feel, and this is how I want it to sound. What do you think? You don't dig it? All right, we'll try this one.
Yeah.
You know?
But at
Like,
least it's
fuck
you.
it.
Like, at
exactly.
least you're just being
It's
yourself.
like nobody's living my fucking life.
Yeah.
Can you talk the CMF2?
Right.
You had the song Midnight,
Yes.
Bowie inspired. I listened to it today.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
What was the process like for writing that?
That song is actually an old song. Like, a lot of the reasons why I started my solo career is because I had all of these fucking songs that I've written over the years. I've never had a spot to kind of put them out, you know? And Midnight was a song that I had actually forgotten that I wrote. And I would found an old demo of it in a folder on my computer. And I went, oh, fuck. Dude, I remember this. I recorded the demo for this back in 2000 when I was actually putting together the demos for what would be the resurgence of Stone Sour.
Whoa.
And the project was called Project X, because that's what we were going to call it. And we didn't realize the name was taken. So that thing went through like 2 or 3 different name changes. At one point, it was called Super Ego. At another point, it was called Closure. And then we finally, like 3 or 4 fucking names were taken. And I just called everybody and I was like, listen, let's just call this Stone Sour. Nobody's taken that name. Nobody wants the name. It's a shitty name. It's not a great name. It's an alcoholic drink. That's what it's a whiskey Stone Sour.
Ah, there you go.
And that's where we got the name from. And we just thought it was cool. We were 20, you know, like,
Yeah.
And I was like, listen, it's everybody from Stone Sour with Josh Rand, you know, let's just call it that. Just, we have a name and we can just put it out. Right. And in the thick of things, it was actually the same demo session in 2000 where I'd recorded Bother for the first time when I did a demo for that. And I did a demo for Midnight, and it was called something else at the time. I can't remember what the fuck it was called, but it was, I remember listening to it last year, and I was like, I'm gonna re-record this and I'm gonna bring it in and I'm gonna give it that life that it never had, you know. And and the crazy thing is that I can actually relate to that song more today than I did when I wrote it, because that song is very much about that melancholy vibe you get when you're feeling physical depression and you just need to get yourself out. You just need to get yourself up and move through air, feel something in life, get in your fucking car and drive. You're not going anywhere. You just
Gotta
need
move.
a reason to be in your car and listen to the radio other than just sitting in your driveway like a psychopath. You know, it's like, I'm just going to drive. I'm going to put on some shit. I'm going to stare into the dark and I'm going to allow myself to feel this shit. But I'm not going to, I don't want to feel like I'm just putting my back against the world so I can feel it rotate. I need to move. I need to do something. And that's what that song is about. It's about kind of talking it out. It's a conversation in your own head where you're just like, okay, I know that I'm going to have to deal with this for a few days. I know that at some point it's going to lift that physical depression and I'm going to be okay. But in this moment, I need to ease back. I need to hold down the anxiety. I get very anxious when I know that it's coming. And just prepare myself for the fact that for 3 days I'm going to feel physically numb and I'm not going to be able to relate to anybody. And it's actually easier today because my wife actually understands. Like it's the first time that any of my spouses have really understood what I go through. And it's because I've described it to her and I tell her, and I was like, listen, when this comes on, it's not you. It has nothing to do with you. I don't control this. This is just something that, for whatever reason, just happens to me. And I will not feel like myself. I will feel like someone holding up it's that commercial, that they're holding up the cardboard face and they're just kind of hiding behind it. That's literally what it feels like. And it's like, do you have to understand it's not you. I just need you to be patient. and I need you to be supportive, and we'll be okay. And she's like, done. And ever since then, I've never feared having that happen to me again, because I know my wife has my fucking back. And I've never felt that in my life, dude. It's incredible.
What do you do if that happens to you when you're about to go on stage, or like
When I'm on the road, because I've been so good at leaning into it and going through the motions, it's easier to feel something when you're in that moment, because it's such a shock to the system. Whenever you're in front of an audience, there's so much energy that's going to happen. So regardless of when you're feeling, basically you're sucking up theirs to kind of get through your own. You know what I mean? Luckily, it's never been debilitating in that point. But I will say this: when I get off stage, it's almost like I'm extra empty, because I give so much.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's crazy,
Yeah.
man. I've literally had moments in hotel rooms where I say to myself, it's like I can't even lay on the bed. I have to lay on the floor, and I have to make myself do this, because my body is just making me need it. You know, so I lay down and I just stare up there, and I lay there until I'm ready to get up. And because I allow myself to make that decision, it helps me lean into it and embrace it, and not look at it as something negative, just something that's in my life. You know, it's fucking, I don't know if that's the right way to do it, but that's what's worked for me so far.
Wow. Sounds like there's like a lot of growth that you've gone through.
I'm hopefully.
Of course, obviously, and being an older guy.
Fuck, if there's not, then I'm fucked. You know?
So I mean that to say this, like, and I'm sure you're sick of talking about it, but had this MGK bullshit happened like 10 years or 15 years before, because you handled it so well, so like maturely, almost like big brothered him with it.
Oh, dude, I would have been such an asshole, even 15 years ago. Because even back then, as much as I was trying to get a hold on my ego back then, I was still leaning into it. You know, like I was still just kind of a dog off of a chain, really. You know, and what I had to realize is that there are certain things about him that I identify with, man.
Right.
You know, we're both big personalities. We both have massive mouths. You know, like we both love the sound of our own fucking voice. Let's put it that way, you know? But I can admit that, you know, I'm not going to be the asshole who goes, you know, I'm too together for that shit. Fucking fuck that, man.
Right.
I'm an asshole. I can be, you know? Yeah. And the fact that I was able to go, you know what? I had just as much to blame about that situation as he did, you know? And I think people didn't realize that. People just wanted to pick a side instead of look at what was going on, you know? And it wasn't until we both kind of sat, you know, because he did it in that interview, and then I did it later talking to Allie from Spotify. We were able to both go, you know what? I was a dick, and I ran off at the fucking mouth, and it turned into some shit, you know? And that's one of the reasons why we don't talk about it. It got brought up yesterday, and I said the same thing. I was like, you know what? I think we both handled it. We both let it explode, but then we both were like, you know what? This has gone too far. And I even cut off fans who come up to me and scream. They do. I mean, they scream it.
Like, fuck MGK.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, that was 2 years ago.
Right.
Which is crazy when you think
I know,
about it.
so much.
It's fine, man. Like it's done and buried, and we're not going there, you know? Like I wish him some peace, and I hope he wishes me some peace.
Yeah.
You know? Cuz and that's where it needs to stay. It's the shit where you're just gnawing at it and worrying at it like a bone, that it can make you fucking break your teeth on something like that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, at this point, man, I just want to make great music. I mean, at this point in my life, there are only really 3 things I want to do: is hang out with my wife, be with my kids, and make great music. That's all I really give a fuck about. Anything else is
That's too
frosting or too much flour in the mix, you know?
I will echo what Paul said, that you handled that really pretty
Well, I
damn
appreciate
well.
it, you know? But I will say this, man. He was the bigger person after that, in that interview, where he said he probably handled it wrong.
Because
You
he
know
was the
what I mean?
first to say that.
I don't know, to be honest. Like
Yeah.
I know there was some back and forth for a minute, and I remember saying to myself, "Is like this needs to." I think I was the first one to go, "We're done talking about this.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about this anymore," because I think we both realize where we're at. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying? And then I think because of that, he went in that interview and said what he did.
Right.
And that made me go, you know what? He's absolutely right. You know?
Sure.
And that's where I came in and was just like, you know, we're both big personalities. We both have very healthy egos, and we both want to fucking rule the rock world.
Sure.
I mean, why not? You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the one thing I was built to do, you know? So it's, you know, once you can appreciate the fact that the other sees where it happened and why, you can let that shit go, man.
Yeah. Well, and hearing you talk about it today, I never realized, probably throughout it, you're sort of seeing, it's like you're arguing with a younger you a little bit, you know, because
well, and not only that, but I mean, he's friends with Sid, and according to Sid, he was a massive Slipknot fan. So it's obvious that he knows the stuff that I've said and done. So he knows that I come from a very raw place, dude, you know? And honestly, in a lot of ways, man, Ohio is no different than Iowa in a lot of ways, you know? So our backgrounds are very, very similar. So why am I going to fault him for fucking blowing up? Because I would have done the same thing, you know?
Yeah, and it comes back to the point that just having the ball sack to step up and admit that you didn't handle something well.
Exactly. And that's, you know, and maybe that's like the biggest lesson that I've learned in the last handful of years is that I'm not always right. You know, I'm not always going to handle something correctly.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's never going to end well.
And if I don't prove that you can retrace your steps and be and provide some mea culpa. If I don't put that out there, why would I expect anybody else to do that?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm gonna bitch about the fact that nobody's fucking setting an example for people, what do I expect if I don't fucking try to do it myself? You know, it's that whole manifesting thing, and I hate talking about it because a lot of that shit makes me cringe like crazy, but it's true. If you don't fucking think about something and then do it, why would you expect it to fucking get done?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You're you have a heart out, so I know you have a flight to catch. I
Oh,
see,
yeah. What
I see
time
you
is
got
it now? Is
some.
it
There's some
4?
people lingering, and they look more and more nervous. As
Yeah.
time
Yeah,
goes.
you know,
You're not
probably freaking out.
taking jet suite to Vegas? You
No,
don't take that?
no,
That's the best.
I'm on Southwest, baby.
Yeah,
good
I
for you.
love it, man.
I'm cattling with everybody. It's
Dude,
awesome.
It's been a real treat to just do this deep dive into all this.
Oh,
this
dude,
great
yeah,
stuff.
man. We'll fucking do this again. I promise you that.
And we got your solo album.
Right.
This camera died.
Like let's leave that in at the very top when I ask.
Oh,
him,
hell yeah.
Like what
yeah.
what are we promoting here? So everybody knows that right out of the gate.
CMF2 comes out September 15th. I go on tour August 25th to October 7th. August 25th is Denver. You can find tickets on sale at thecoretailor.com, like all that good shit.
Cool.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be fucking rad.
Yeah,
so.
that was
Hell yeah.
awesome.
We're actually playing the Wiltern here in October. So yeah. If you guys are fucking around, man, please come down. It's gonna
Wow.
be
I would love
rad.
it.
Yeah, I
love
love
to.
it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man. All right, they're banging on the.
right,
piano
getting
now.
nice now.
Man, thanks so much,
Yeah,
dude.
thank
All good, man.
Oh yeah, brother.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, man.
was awesome.
Thanks, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
it. Whoa, this thing isn't loaded, right? Okay.
Yeah. Let me give you my number.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Here, do you have a bathroom?
Yeah, right there.
Can I use it real
Yeah,
quick?
please.
Thanks.
How about that? We had a way more like authentic and personal and revealing, intimate conversation with Corey Taylor in person than we did on Zoom. And now we're bros. I'm telling you, I love this guy. I love this guy. And I love MGK too, so I'm glad that they, worked out their thing. And what else can I say? I love you. I love you. I love tight box packing. Life's really good these days, man. Life is really good. And I saw the line cut, just a rough edit of my special taped in London. It looks unbelievable. Isaac, you haven't heard this. I watched it. It's sick. It's unbelievable. So, hey, I love you guys. Thank you. Watch for me at the fights on this Saturday, and get your bobblehead over here. Bobbleheads, dude, at steveo.com. Yes. All right, man. Later, guys. Hey everybody, and welcome to a surprise Wild Ride with Steveo. That's right, nobody expected this to drop on a Monday, but it did, because we want to give everyone a chance to catch it before the big fight this weekend. What big fight? It's Jake Paul versus this week's guest, Ben Askren. That's right, I mean, it's about as big a thing in the YouTube world, the MMA world, I mean, in the world. So, this one's really exciting, and big thanks to Ben Askren for squeezing us into his schedule because, man, his life is pretty crazy right now. Let's check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Askren. Yeah, dude. How's it going, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. Got a workout this morning, and then go hang out with my family this afternoon.
Awesome, man. Great. I want you to meet my co-host, Scott Randolph. I know you guys just introduced each other
Talking about Alaska?
before.
What's up, Scott?
Up at the front of the van, we've got the gorgeous Paul Brisske.
What's going on, Ben? How are you?
Yeah, and,
I'm doing well.
Great to meet
dude.
you.
And man, thank you so much for doing this, dude. We've never met. I just tweeted at you. I'm a big fight fan. I'm with the whole MMA community, just like counting on you to win this big fight going on.
Well, I'm a big Jackass fan. I used to do the pranks and shit in high school, emulating you guys. I didn't get quite as crazy. My favorite one was put dog shit in a purse and you put a couple dollar bills hanging out, and almost always the car would stop, pick up the dog shit, and they'd drive off, and then, a minute later, you'd see them going, it's dog shit.
Yeah, the old poo dollar.
Poo dollar.
That's a variation of the poo dollar I'm not aware of. So yeah, dude, I guess my first question would be, win, lose, or draw, does this Jake Paul fight earn you more money than your whole previous fight career? Comparable? Less?
I'm making more for one fight than I ever have before. Yes, it's interesting the way the world works, because I retired and I meant it, and I said, hey, if something interesting happens, I'll probably come out and do it. But that meant an MMA fight to me, or possibly a wrestling match, because that's my background. At no point did I think I'd be boxing a YouTuber, but they at first it was kind of like funny thing on social media, and then they called me. It's like, I don't know. It sounds like fun time to me, and they're going to pay me a whole bunch of money. I don't think, why wouldn't I do it?
It's a no-brainer.
So that's really interesting to me. You said getting paid more than I've ever been paid for a fight,
Yeah.
right? But you've had many, many fights in your career, right? So
Yeah,
this is
22.
just 22 when you began professional fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And you're
Yes.
36 now?
Yes.
Wow, dude. It's
Yeah.
so this is just another fight. It's the highest paying fight, but it's not like this is the biggest payday, like compared to everything put together. Because
not compared to everything put together. Just singular fight. And to me, it's I don't want to say. A dog, nice. I should have brought my dog. She's upstairs. I don't want to say less interesting, but in MMA, my whole purpose was to prove I was the best in the world, and I never quite got there. I won belts in Bellator and won championship, and I never quite got to the title in the UFC. But that was kind of my whole purpose. So every fight mattered, And now this is like, hey, it's a boxing match. Like, if I win, outstanding. If I lose, that sucks. But I never wanted to be the best boxer in the world. I never even thought I was going to be a boxer. Right? This just happened.
Exactly. I got to say too that in defeat, I think that's where you really won me over, man. When you had that crushing knockout with Masvidal, and you just immediately got on Twitter and tweeted, "Well, that sucked." Yeah. I just fucking fell in love with that. I mean, I'm sure, but people handle defeat in different ways, and I just thought that was. indicative of a really well-adjusted guy with humility and like, hey man, you know, what do you want? That sucked. And you know, that won me over. And you know, I mean, hey dude, I enjoy fighting. I enjoy the whole game, and I respect you a lot, man. So again, thank you for doing this.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So are you guys really surfing in Alaska? Because that seems like maybe like you could go somewhere better to surf.
Yeah, by the time this airs, we're going to be surfing in Alaska.
Like we will be. Yeah, that's so funny.
Even though right now we're like 100 feet from the beach. Like we're very close.
But, yeah, we're parked in our warehouse in Carlsbad, California at the moment. We leave for Alaska tomorrow. And the water, I believe, is going to be...
We're going to be 40. We prepped for it to be like 35, 36, but he was like, it's going to be 40. We're like, thank God.
I heard it was 39. I don't know.
Well,
39, 40. But yeah,
is there like better waves there, or I mean, why?
I think the waves are going to be decent. And I got into surfing a while back. I suck at it terribly, but I got into a hobby of traveling the world and getting photographs of surfing in different countries, and I call this my surf passport. And it's been a little bit of a bucket list item for me to get a photo surfing on a wave with fully snow-covered mountains in the background. And this is what it's all about. It's just singular in purpose.
Well, we had this trip planned like a year ago, and then the pandemic hit. And then the guy hit us up. He's like, hey, so you guys still planning to come next week? And we're like, oh, shit. We still got to go to Alaska.
That's fun. I love it. I went to Seward, actually. My thing was I wanted to see all the national parks in the United States. And then I said before 30, and then I said only in the continental U.S., but I did go to a few in Alaska. And we went to the one it's right off Seward, and it's called Kenai Fjords. And I got to see a glacier like flop down in the water, and it was like the most badass thing ever. It was so freaking cool.
Wow,
yeah,
dude.
we fly into Anchorage, we drive to Seward, we get on a boat, and we're going to be just cruising around on a boat for 3 or 4 days.
I think it's safe to say that nobody gives a fuck about what we're going to do in Alaska. We got Ben Askren here.
I care about it. I'm so interested.
Ben cares, dude.
For the people who are watching this rather than just listening, can we get a better look at this incredible robe you're wearing?
Yeah, I got this given to me by one of my sponsors yesterday, and like, you know, I kind of feel ridiculous wearing it right now, but it is like the most comfortable thing ever. So I was actually. I got home, I worked out, I showered. It's kind of like rainy and shitty, so I was cold. So I'm like, I'm gonna throw that robe on. And then I'm like, I'm gonna look ridiculous when I go on the show. And then I'm like,
Are you gonna wear this coming out? It looks like something a boxer would wear when they enter the arena.
It's a boxing robe.
Yeah.
Ah, cool. Do you have your walkout music already picked?
So I've had the same thing since I've been a sophomore in college, and it's we want the funk.
Hey, dude, there you go.
Dude,
P-Funk.
I love it. Now, you said one of my sponsors gave me this robe. How many sponsors you got? How does that work?
Oh, I got quite actually. So UFC, you can't really have any in-cage sponsorship. You know, they kind of control it all at the top. But with this, I've been able to get a whole bunch. So I got a ton of, I don't know, like 7 maybe. I'm not sure.
Is that part of the reason?
My manager handles that. They're all in my shorts.
Is that part of the reason why boxers make more money is because they're allowed more outside sponsorships?
Well, so I would like to see the math. I think boxers at the very, very top make way more money, but then in the middle and lower rungs, I think mixed martial artists are significantly more well paid. I mean, I know I've seen really high level boxing fights where at the bottom, you know, the top is many millions, and at the bottom it's like $1,000 for the fight, and UFC base pay is 12 to show up and 12 to win. So UFC, the lowest of the low in UFC is $24,000 for a fight if you win.
Yeah,
Jesus,
dude.
Got you.
So you answered my question. The sponsors are for this fight in particular.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have a few things for other stuff that like say I do a crypto podcast on Monday, and I have sponsors for that, for example.
Nice.
Are you guys into crypto yet?
We're getting into doing an NFT, so we're getting ready to launch Steve's first NFT.
I don't think that really. I mean, I guess Ethereum is a cryptocurrency. Is that right?
Yeah,
but it's related, right? I mean, if we're
still
talking
blockchain.
I don't really love. So I'm actually doing an NFT, but I don't personally love NFTs. But I always say, like, who am I to judge what other people think is valuable? You know, and that's kind of what NFTs are, is they people see them as scarce assets that are going to be, one of a kind or a very limited amount, and that they're going to be worth a lot more in, 5, 10, 15, 20 years.
So, but the reason why I brought that up is because I invested into Ethereum because NFTs are so popular right now. Because I figured it's the currency and it's only going to go up if more people buy, right? If Tom Brady's having a NFT gallery, more people are going to be using the Ethereum. Yes. You like Ethereum?
I do, yeah. Ethereum's great. I mean, that's it's the second biggest after Bitcoin. I don't actually view it as like a currency. It's a smart contract platform, so there's just so many things that can be done there. I don't, and I guess maybe some people argue and say it is a currency. I don't really think it is, but yeah, it's great. It's tremendous. It's going to go way up in value, I think.
How long have you been into cryptocurrency? Is this a recent thing, or have you been on it for a minute?
I got in 2017.
Oh, nice.
I red-pilled one of my friends a long time ago. About stuff I probably can't say on air because, you guys get pulled off YouTube or some shit.
Wow. And
then in 2017, he said, hey, there's this thing called Bitcoin. Here's what it's all about. And I got it right away. I don't like the Fed. I don't like the politicians controlling our money. And the Bitcoin's out of the scope of the politicians. So I understood it immediately and I loved it.
All nice. Right, wow. Dude. So you got in on Bitcoin in 2017. I would imagine that's looking pretty good now.
It's looking very good.
Wow. So you're telling us, Ben, that you're rich.
I'm doing I don't know if I'm Steve-O rich, but I'm doing pretty well in life.
What is the definition of rich? Like, at what point in money do you I'm rich? Yeah. Is it like 1 million? Is it 5 million?
Well, I always feel like it's arbitrary based on your spending habits because, say, Mike Tyson's the most famous case. He made $400 million, but he got used to spending many millions a year, and then all of a sudden he had none. So it's like, if you spend $5 million a year, you're going to need to make at least $6 million to be rich. But if you spend, $250,000 a year, you're only going to make $500,000 and you're rich.
That's very astute. I like that. Yeah. And I love that you talking about the cryptocurrency. He says, I believe this in these theories, and that's just what Mark Cuban told you last week.
Mark Cuban was so late to the party. Mark Cuban was bashing crypto till 2 months ago or something.
Yeah.
Are we late to the party? That's how I feel buying crypto. I'm maybe I'll get something out of it, but it feels like maybe I'm too late. Or is the big burst still yet to happen, you think? Like the big growth?
I think it's the future. Maybe I'm a little too far down the rabbit hole, but I think Bitcoin is going to be the world reserve currency in the next 10 years.
Wow.
Well, I
think it'll be something other than the American dollar. That's for sure.
Well, it's just simple. This really smart guy named Michael Saylor was on my podcast. He turned his whole company's cash reserves into Bitcoin. And he simply said to me, and this is the best line I've heard in 70 episodes. He said, Ben, who do you trust to make your money? The politicians or the engineers?
That's wow. I like that. I came into the warehouse yesterday and I told somebody that I bought Ethereum and I asked him if he was in the cryptocurrency and he's like, dude, Dogecoin all the way. And I looked into Dogecoin and it's a fake currency that they made up that blew up. Is that what it is?
So I would just say Dogecoin doesn't do anything in my mind, doesn't do anything unique that Bitcoin or some of the other ones can't do. But it's got this really cool logo. So it's I call it a meme coin. Elon Musk tweets about it and then it goes up 600%. Cause I think when Elon Musk tweeted about it, it was worth less than a penny per coin. Oh, Jesus. So someone can go, oh, I'm buying 1,000 Dogecoin, and they spent $10 or something.
Wow. Okay, so on this Jake Paul fight, when it the pay-per-view is gonna probably be bigger. Well, the last pay-per-view that Jake Paul fought on was where Mike Tyson came out of retirement to do the exhibition match with Roy Jones Jr.
And how many was that?
That was a monumentally fucking big. What was it? 2 point something million buys?
I feel it was 2 million, which for a pay-per-view is insane.
What was KSI and Logan Paul?
That was a different deal because it was on Triller. Which one is this one?
No, I thought that was on. Wasn't that one on YouTube?
Oh no, that one was on Days or something.
I don't know what it was on.
Or Mike Tyson was on Triller.
I remember Tyson we watched it on YouTube.
Tyson was on Triller, but it was a proper $50 buy for a pay-per-view. So you got
that's what this one is too.
Right.
So how many views was that? How many paper or buys?
It was 2 million times 50. Ben?
Yeah.
What's that?
That's $100 million.
Okay, good.
Holy shit.
And so this one doesn't have like Mike Tyson's coming out of retirement, but it's got.
It's
I
heavily
mean,
hyped.
All MMA community eyes watching
the
it.
entire MMA community, boxing. Like, do we have a projection for how many buys?
That's not my area of expertise.
Right.
No, we don't. But they're also trying to do. It's like kind of like to do something different. You know, I'm just there to fight, but they're doing these concerts too. So like Bieber's performing.
Oh my god!
And a bunch of other really. I like some of the other people like are really popular, but I don't. It's kind of like not my era, so I don't really know them. You know, I'm like DMX and rest in peace, Red Hot Chili Peppers kind of guy.
Right. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and that was a big component to the Mike Tyson one. And I'm buddies with Mike Tyson. I love his guy Rob, and I reached out like just dying to know what these musical artists were being paid.
A lot.
And
It's gotta be a lot, right?
I think
Between every fight, there was like was it Wiz Khalifa?
right. Well, I mean, I don't know.
Snoop Dogg.
Like, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, like
but
who's getting more, Ben or Bieber? You know.
he didn't tell me like from an artist to artist, but absolutely the budget for the musical performances was significantly in the millions.
Shit.
If I'm getting paid more than Bieber, I'll be so freaking pumped. My life will be made.
That's so good.
But do you have any like even a small percentage of interest in the actual pay-per-view? Like,
No, I didn't get a percentage. You know, again for me, it was like this. They offered me a lot of money, and it was sounded like fun. You know, I used to box my friends for free on Friday nights, and I thought it was a good time. Like, hey, that was a fun night.
Right.
So now someone's gonna pay me a gigantic amount of money to do it. I figured I'd say yes.
I mean, hey, dude, I'm rooting for you. I see the philosophy of it, and you know, like
I feel like wait, Steve-O, did you guys do some boxing episodes on Jackass? I feel like you did.
we did stilt boxing.
Yeah, you fought.
me against Ryan Dunn on stilts, and
I remember that.
And then Knoxville fought Butterbean in the store,
Knoxville.
Oh,
but
that
yeah.
was.
which he didn't really fight Butterbean. He took punches from Butterbean.
Right.
And he snored.
Right, yeah, that was that was tough to watch. You know,
God.
I thought, and forgive me, but I think I'm with a lot of people that I thought, as far as like who in the professional fighting world Jake Paul could have called out, that it was like really rather genius to say, "Oh, I'll box Ben Askren," you know, because of course your strength is with wrestling, and. I mean, dude, it's fucking pretty genius. And now, having said that, I think that really squarely makes you really important in the equation, because you know if you're looking for an advantage in boxing, then like who else do you have other than Ben Askren, who is a huge name in combat sports, but like notoriously not for striking. There's not really anybody else. I think he could have got a percentage.
Yeah, I mean, I just like I said, I'm doing well in life, so I wasn't all that concerned about it. Seemed fair, so I said yes. They're really going after Dylan Dennis, who's like McGregor's lackey, and he's got a pretty good social media following. But you know, I did bring this up with in the press conference. Jake was like a child; he wouldn't shut up and let me talk.
I saw that.
Yeah, I watched some of that too.
It's so bad. So he's kind of like a bully, though, and it's like. You know, I was retired. I was 3.5 months out of my hip surgery. So like I was not training at all. So yeah, obviously he wasn't trying to pick the toughest guy he could pick. He was trying to pick the easiest guy, which could give him some legitimacy.
Right.
And I think that's pretty obvious for me to zoom out and just see that, you know,
For sure.
And that being said, even being the easiest guy he can pick, I think it's probably still too tough of a guy. I think he's going to get in there, and you know, I think boxing is strange. I've been in boxing for like 3 months now. The community is kind of strange, and I think he's got these guys around him who are just telling him that he's the best in the world. He's so good, and to the point where he's almost started to believe it. And so when he gets in front of someone and they won't go away and they're fighting back, he's going to start panicking. He's not really know what to do.
Can you talk about your game plan at all?
Yeah.
You want the scoop? Well, here at Wild Ride, we give you the scoop, so you got the scoop. What else do you got? Do you got Bush? Oh, man, I feel sorry for you if you do. But I know for a fact that if you've got your Manscaped products, bush isn't going to be a problem this summer now, is it? And let me tell you, this lawnmower 3.0, I've had it for ages. I've been using it like crazy. Still going strong. I mean, sure, I can charge it when I need to, but I can't believe the battery on this thing. I also can't believe how effective it is at trimming my pubic afro. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man, I'm ready to have my ball sack in a ball sack beauty contest because this thing trims it so nice. Plus, it smells great too because I've got my Manscaped ball deodorant. I'm telling you, if you're not taking care of your nether regions with Manscaped, you're blowing it. And guess what? I got a special deal for you, exclusive. If you go to manscaped.com/Stevo, you're getting 20% off your order and free shipping. You can't beat it. Plus, it's summertime. Time to wear a little less. Time to get naked a little sooner. Yeah, you want to look good. So, one more time, go to manscaped.com/Stevo for 20% off your order and free shipping. Now, let's get that scoop.
You know, because we've never seen him take a punch, and we know that you've been hit and you keep going, and that's your advantage too, is that like you've been in the fire before.
Yeah, I mean, so my strategy would obviously be to get close and make it a tough fight. I'm not going to stand and try to have pretty boxing. Get in there and make it ugly, make it dirty, land kind of like the dirty boxing, clinch strikes, that type of stuff. And yeah, to that point, we've never seen him really go very long. We've never seen him get someone good. We've never seen him get hit. We've never seen him get tired. So there's all these big question marks with him, right? Like, how is he? What's going to happen? And listen, I said I was at Freddie Roach's and I boxed with one really, really good guy. I'm like, dude, I don't want to be in there with that guy. That guy's going to fucking kill me. Like, you know? So if for some reason he is like the best in the world, it's going to be a long night for me. I think that's like really, really, really unlikely.
I think it's incredible that it's such a mystery that we don't know. And that's probably why it's going to do so well.
How's the training different from this in MMA? Like, how you're not weight cutting, or are you weight cut? Like, what's
no? Yeah, I'm not weight cutting because it's like, hey, you're gonna fight a YouTuber. It's not like there's some league and I get to pick what weight class I'm gonna go. It's like, hey, there's this one YouTuber guy. Here's the weight class. Do you want it or not? So I'm fighting at 190. I wrestled at 174. Fought at 170. So yeah, it's big for me.
What are you normally walking around at before you cut to 170?
So usually when I'm like working out in shape, 183 to 185. Like I said, I was retired. I had my hip surgery. You guys want to see this badass scar?
Yeah, dude.
We love scars. Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's a long one.
Yeah, so I got my hip redone in September. So literally like when I want to say that pay-per-view, the Tyson one that you're talking about was late November. Like I literally wasn't allowed to do anything for 3 months. Like nothing. And then at 3 months, I got to start riding a bike and that type of thing. And so when I first started training, I was really heavy because I hadn't been allowed to do anything for like 4.5 months.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
With Jake having sort of all these yes people around him, like in some ways, does that help him? I've heard Mike Tyson talk about like, he's like, I would have to almost be like delusional to go in these fights and just think I'm so good. Like he was like, I would purposely sort of be delusional. And like, is that unrealistic belief in yourself in some ways a benefit?
Well, so I would say, I think, yes, it is important to have those type of thoughts when you're going into competition, because the last thing you want in competition is to like doubt yourself, have anxiety. I mean, for you guys came from extreme sports. So it's like, you don't want to be on top of the half pipe saying, oh my God, I'm going to freaking fall. If you're thinking like that, you're probably going to fall, you know?
Right.
You either want to have a clear mind where you're not really thinking about anything, and you're just focused solely on the execution of the technique, or, you want to say, I'm going to freaking crush this. One of those two things, So to a little bit, yes, it's semi-beneficial when you step in the ring, but the real huge issue becomes is, if that doesn't come true,
right,
then what do you do?
Yeah.
Right?
You got to be able to back it up.
It works great.
If you're 4.5 minutes in, it's a 24-minute fight, and it's not coming true, then what?
Sure.
Like those guys can't fight for him. Their cheers really aren't going to help him in the fight. Like it might help him get through training, but in a real fight, it's got to be you saying like, I'm gonna fucking go get this guy. Like I'm tough enough.
Yeah.
It can't be them. They can't help you at that point.
Now we've seen like with any kind of like celebrity boxing, it almost seems par for the course that like you get some high profile professional boxer to like be in your corner and train you, right? Like, did and as I say that, I can't think of any examples. But, I mean,
I was trying to help you out there. I couldn't think of it either.
Well, like, I
gotta be
remember
somebody.
Soldier Boy was going to fight Chris Brown, and he teamed
Soldier
up.
Boy and Chris Brown were gonna fight.
I think they were. I think they were. And one of them was with Mike Tyson, while the other one was with Floyd Mayweather. But evidently, Masvidal was, training Jake Paul for something or other, which kind of makes no sense. But have you had any, like, you said you got in with a pretty good guy, but have you had any, like, famous boxers like, hey, look at me, I'm with this guy?
So I went out to Freddie Roach's for, I was out there for a week. It was really cool. He's brilliant. Just super smart. A lot of fun. But you know what? I felt like he was I felt like I didn't want to drag him into the circus. Like, that's like a legendary, honorable coach. This is a circus. I don't want to bring him to the circus. Like, I'm gonna show up and fight Jake Paul, and if I can beat him up, I can beat him up. If I can't, I go back to coaching wrestling like I was doing before.
Right.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
I mean, there you go. That's a well-adjusted, healthy guy. And with that, I've been, like, speaking of Masvidal, clearly I brought him up. I see everything posted about Masvidal via Ariel Helwani, like, everything else, and I follow all the MMA stuff. It just seems like the comments are almost like universally, wow, how'd this guy go from like the most popular guy to like the most hated guy? And like, say, it's just like we've watched this like fall from grace, this like rise and fall of Masvidal. And, throughout the whole time, with all the, like, aggressive shit talking he did towards you, and really just kind of disrespect, bullying, if you will, like, you never seemed to even, like, it just seemed to roll off of you. You were never, like, resentful or anything, right? That's the impression that I got.
Well, I think so. I think that this, it's really interesting. The public sentiment's a really funny thing, because my wife is like, she was dying laughing last night, because it was like, for a long time in MMA, I was not liked because I was an outsider who Dana White didn't want to give me my shot in the UFC, and I was kind of like semi-disliked, and now, like, I guess because I'm going against Jake Paul, people freaking love me, or maybe it's because they got to know who I really am, and I'm still the same guy that I was 10 years ago. Maybe that's why, but it's like the public sentiment changes so fast. But with the George thing, I actually have this saying. I think I might need to trademark it or something. Maybe make a book out of it. But I use it with my kids. You never want to tie your ego to your outcome. And so, like, when you're going into a contest, you can't control the outcome of that contest. You can try as hard as you want, that's what I want. I want great effort, right? You can fight, you can prepare for it, but you can't control the outcome. And if you tie your ego to the outcome, and then all of a sudden you get an outcome that you don't want, do you think you're a terrible person and you suck at life? And the answer is like, no, you're the same person. So you can't tie your ego to that.
That's great. In recovery, we say stay out of the results. But I really
like. What do you say?
We say stay out of the results. We're not in the results business. We're in the intention. We're in the but tying your ego to it's another level to it, which is great. And man, I just saw this ridiculous thing that Masvidal said, like, Colby Covington's not a draw in any way. Like, no way I'd fight him. Like, I'm gonna be selling out pay-per-views. Nobody wants, and it was just like, okay, Like, I've said this a million times that I'm so invested in disliking Colby Covington that I just absolutely want him to win and win and win and win, so that he'll always be there for me to dislike.
Well, I would say George does. I don't think George wants to fight Colby.
Exactly, that's exactly what's going on.
If you're gonna be the BMF, and you're gonna say your game, Brett, and you'll fight anyone, then you fight anyone. Then why are you talking about how big of a draw it is? Because you're supposed to not care. You're supposed to be the BMF. You're supposed to say, I don't really give a shit. Show up on July 12th, and then we'll be there.
Right.
You're not supposed to make excuses that I'm not a big enough draw. It's ridiculous.
Right. And it's absolutely a fucking massive draw. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Colby's almost got that Jake Paul where it's like you want to see him lose, right? Because he's
But Colby's
played the heel so well.
Colby's boxing is fucking impressive when he stood with. Was it Marty or Camaro? What's the real name?
Well, I call. So listen. Let me clear the air on this because I know you know what. No one's asked me that question.
Yeah.
When I knew him, I knew him for a while. His name was Marty. Like that was it was just this dude. This dude's name was Marty. That's all. Like there's no disrespect, no nothing. And so when I first got signed to the UFC and someone asked me about him, I said something Marty. I didn't mean anything by it. I think I said he was a good fighter or something to that effect, you know. And then he fucking got pissed at me, and I'm like, because I called you by your name that you were like. So then, of course, I started taunting him about it because he got mad. So I had to keep going, right? But it's like I thought, like a long time. I don't think he's cool anymore, but a long time ago, like he was just another wrestling dude that was cool, that worked hard, everything was good. And like I thought, I didn't think there was any issue. I said Marty, and then he wanted to freaking fight me over it. So then I just kept calling him Marty.
Did you ever wrestle him back in the day?
No. He was a little tiny bit younger than me. But and listen, this is just me being honest, and you guys can go look at the results if you want. He really wasn't that good. Like he wasn't bad, but he also wasn't that good. Like he wasn't challenging to make world teams. He was more like a guy that was say like number 8 through number 12 or somewhere in there. And that's not my bias. You can literally, there's a website called Track Wrestling. You can go to Track Wrestling. You can type in his name. You can see all of his results. So no, we never wrestled.
Wow. All right. Going back to your Masvidal fight, I was wondering, like, when you get knocked out like that, like what, you wake up at some point, you have to learn what happened. Like, is there even a memory of it? You know, like,
yeah, of the actual knockout,
fight or the knockout,
so that's the only time I've ever been stunned, knocked out, anything like that in my whole life.
Well, Lawler got you pretty good. I'd count Lawler as a stun.
Out.
No, yeah, but I in my mind, yeah, who knows? That maybe it's something's incorrect. I remember the whole thing. Like I remember the whole thing. I remember my thought process.
No gaps
of everything that was going on the entire time. You know.
Sure.
And with George, I've told this story I think a couple times now. But you know, I know I was awake, right? But I wasn't like my brain wasn't recording things. The first thing that recorded, I opened my eyes, or I find everything starts clicking again. I saw Luke Rockhold. I thought, fuck, Luke Rockhold got knocked out. I must be in the hospital. You know? And then I looked, I'm like, there's my wife, and I'm like, fuck, am I in the hospital? And she's like, yeah. And then I remember like feeling myself, and it wasn't like that sweaty, grimy feeling you have like when you worked hard and then you cool off. I'm like, shit, it didn't last very long, huh? And she's like, nah. And I'm like, all right, what happened?
So that's the first memory, and you're all the way.
That was it. And then I'm like, well, hey, I feel fine. And then they're like, hey, the results are fine. And then we left and we went to the after party.
And then did you watch the video at all?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it like a billion times.
What was your reaction to that? Your first time seeing it, were you like...
I don't remember the first time I saw. My wife probably showed it to me. I don't remember.
I think he saw it and he tweeted, well, that sucked.
I don't remember if I saw it before or after I tweeted that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So where are you now? What state are you in?
So I live in Wisconsin. I'm like 25 minutes outside Milwaukee. This is where I grew up. I was gone for 10 years, college, and I coached somewhere else right afterwards. And then we came back, and my brother and I started a wrestling academy in 2011, and now we have 5 in the state of Wisconsin. It's going really well.
That's great. And then and you're an avid disc golfer.
I have 23 holes on my property. I freaking love. You guys disc golf? I love
disc golf.
Yeah.
So is it like calling a disc golf frisbee? Is that like calling?
No, don't call it frisbee. People get mad at you.
So that's like calling a tattoo machine a tattoo gun.
Yeah, but it's like I don't play frisbee on. It's like it's
disc.
You're a golfer.
Yeah, I'm a disc golfer, not a frisbee golfer.
Not a golf.
Okay, it's not the same thing. Yeah, I let it slide. I say whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I love it. I've been playing for I took 9th at the Amateur Worlds twice in 2009 and 11, so I'm like super deep. into it.
And how many hole-in-ones do you have? Or
Dude,
ace.
I had my vlog guy out yesterday, or not yesterday. It was Thursday, maybe. I hit chains twice when he was filming.
Wow, good.
So annoying that I didn't get an ace. I think I have 21 total though.
Do you ever play at Oak Grove in Pasadena, California?
I had to play it once because that was one of the originals. So I did play there one time.
That's my I have some disc in my car and I go there every blue moon.
Yeah, I've never heard you call it a disc until
Because
now.
my buddy is a professional golfer and I called it like let's go play frisbee. He's like I don't play frisbee and he's pissed, you know. But yeah,
Right.
I know not to say that.
And this is you're actually legitimately a professional disc golfer. Is that right?
Well, I played pro tournament one time, and then I just got too busy with life, so I haven't got to. But this guy I met, maybe it was 2 years ago, a guy named Brody Smith. He did some other things, and he decided to be a real pro disc golfer. Like he goes to all the tournaments, and he's doing. He got 1,000 rating, which means he's a world-class pro now. Like I'm so jealous. Like that looks like so much fun, but I got these businesses that I can't really leave right now. So maybe when my kids get older, I can go do it for a few months a year.
All right.
cool.
And that's, am I correct, one of 10 sports in which you have competed professionally?
No. I've been top 10 in the world in 4 sports.
Ah, okay.
Is
MMA,
disc golf
wrestling,
one of them?
disc golf, and jiu-jitsu.
Nice.
Oh wow.
I love how disc golf gets in there. That's great.
And I heard you're a very avid reader. Do you have your favorite book of all time?
Ooh, great question.
So I don't want to mess with the audio connection. My bookshelf's right over there. I don't want to mess with the audio connection.
Top 5.
I gave what book did I give away yesterday? There's one called Thinking Fast and Slow. That's one of my favorite. Oh, and the other one I gave away the other day that I read it, I think last year, and it's so good. It's called Anti-Fragile by Nassim Taleb. It's really
Sorry,
good.
say that again. Anti-fragile?
Anti-fragile. So the thought is that every system, no matter how big, small, or whatever it is like, and this is pretty obvious with something like, say, skateboarding or wrestling, is like you have to fail to succeed, right? And you have to get through those failures. You have to deal with the adversity, and you have to see what works and what doesn't work, and pick the most efficient path. And so that's kind of like that's kind of the theme of Anti-Fragile, but it's like, you know, with say the restaurant industry, you know, if there's a downturn in the economy, 25% of them go out of business. Well, those were the weakest 25%, so we needed to get rid of those.
Right.
And then when the economy comes back up, we'll have new ones filter in, and then the process will happen a whole bunch of times, I think. Something
like
like that.
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah, Darwin's theory of evolution. I like it.
Yeah.
All
I hope I
right.
described that. If I described it wrong and Talib hears it and he be heartbroken.
So the Jake Paul fight takes place in Los Angeles. Is that correct?
No, it's
In
Atlanta.
Vegas? Oh, Atlanta?
Atlanta. Yeah, they bought the dang the
Georgia
Falcons
Dome.
Stadium. No, it's not the Georgia Dome. It's called I was playing Mercedes-Benz Stadium. But then there's no fans. It's
Oh
ridiculous.
shit, that's the one that they were making. That's the coolest looking stadium, dude. The
So
one that's
cool,
like
yeah.
red and it looks like some fucking kind of transformer robot.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
off the freeway.
Yeah.
So you're
All
fighting
right.
with no crowd. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. No
Do
problem.
you-
I get 10 guest passes. Jake probably they love him more than they love me, so they probably gave him, you know, a handful more.
Uh-huh.
But that's for his entourage, right?
Yes. Yes, because he's so insecure he needs 27 people around him cheering him at all times.
I really believe that that I love your saying, dude. Like, don't tie your ego to the outcome. Is that right? Don't.
Don't tie your ego to the outcome.
Yeah, and I believe that you live that way. I think you're
Yes.
gonna be just fine if you lose. You
Yes.
know, like, and I also believe that Jake Paul, you know, sort of assuming the role, and I'm not even mad at Jake Paul. I like the guy, you know,
Yeah, he's doing a great job of
He's-
whatever he's trying to do. Like he's obviously.
you can't hate on success, you know,
Yeah.
like he's got something figured out. He's really fucking masterful in what he's doing, and he's taking advantage of the opportunity to be successful because people dislike him. You know, so it's basically the Colby Covington effect, and like
I'm curious. I'm curious if he's if it like the whole thing is a gimmick. Like if the whole thing is him playing, I'm not sold that he's this much of a douchebag. I think that he. And I don't know, right? I don't know. That's big
I agree with you. I agree
Yeah.
with you. I
Right?
agree with you wholeheartedly. And I'll take it a step further that when people say Colby Covington is just playing, and that in fact Colby Covington's this nice guy, but I don't buy that. Because like a nice guy doesn't talk about women like that, you know, like insult.
No,
people.
Colby's not playing. I've heard negative reviews on Colby from
Really?
wrestling community's small, and he was 3 different places. He was at Iowa Central, then he was at Iowa for a year. He couldn't hack it there, so then he went to Oregon State, and I've heard not positive reviews on him.
Right. So people say Colby Covington's just playing. I don't buy it. I think he's every bit the douche that.
But was he like that? Was he like that
that's
before
what
his
I've heard.
makeover?
That's what I've heard. Just kind of low integrity, kind of douchey guy.
But he's a great
And I
fighter.
think-
Great
Yeah.
fighter, and like he's the only fight that we've seen Usman in that wasn't like kind of
Marty?
I mean, yeah. I mean, fuck that Martin. Like Usman Masvidal was the worst, most fucking boring fight ever.
Yeah. I feel like people are misremembering that because they like George so much. That was not a competitive fight.
Not at
It
all.
wasn't. It was 50-43.
He lost every round, 50-43. So he lost every round in two 10-8s.
10-8. Yes.
And with all the foot stomping and the up against the fence, like
Yeah. I actually thought George missed on that one. I thought, and somehow he got a rematch, which I don't think I was against the rematch. I think it doesn't make sense. I think if on the night he lost, would have said, "Hey man, I got 6 days to prepare for this. I need a real shot. This is crap."
He did
I
say
think he
that.
would have got it, but he didn't say that for real.
He did. He said, "Let's play
Only
it
a
back.
little bit.
Let's play it back when I have a full camp." Is what he said. But yeah, if there was a fucking Usman 2 that you want to see, it's Covington.
Yes.
Because that fucking fight was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I broke your face. I fucking loved it. But yeah, dude. So now, what are we promoting for you?
What are you promoting for me?
What
I thought I just got to come on and chat with Steve-O. I was so fucking pumped because I watched Jackass for so many years.
Dude, I love it, man.
I was such a big fan.
I was very much excited to talk to you as well, dude. Like I said, man, you won me over a long time ago, and I love your fucking, you know, you're kind of this fucking dorky cool. And I'm into that.
Yes, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Nice.
you're a fucking dorky cool, and I just love the humility, man. I love don't tie your ego to the outcome, man. That's fucking fantastic. And
Well, yeah, I'm gonna have a good week. I'm gonna go fight Jake Paul, and you guys are going to Alaska, and maybe sometime after that we can either throw some discs together, or do you still do pranks, or you don't do pranks anymore?
I'm down. It's difficult for me to expect to go under the radar a lot of the time. And you know, but fuck, dude, I'm all about it, man. You know, I got a guy, a good friend of mine's working with like an Oscar-winning fucking costume designer who identifies as a fan and says like, yeah, I can turn you, like special effects, like I can turn you into any person, like recognizable person. Yeah, I could walk around as whoever you want. Make me into crazy monsters. So I do want to like bring back the prank game. Like with
You'd have to
with
change
that.
your
You should
voice,
come
though.
back
You
as
have a-
you should come back as Ben Askren and fight Jake Paul for him. It's like just kidding, and then you know. How epic would that be?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
But dude, I would love it, man. Like get together and do something, man. And if I don't know if the podcast, the cryptocurrency, and is that you have another podcast as well?
So I do a wrestling podcast. It's with another kind of Flow Wrestling. They're the biggest media company in wrestling. So we go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday mornings and that.
And are you cool with Ariel Helwani? I remember you talking shit about.
I'm great with him.
You had something to say about his ESPN.
Dude, he cried like a little Ariel. You cried like a little baby. This was all the way back in 2012. He talked shit on me after the Douglas Lima fight, and I simply said, "Here's what I said." He can go back and fight. I said, "I want to talk to you." He said, "You can't come on my show anymore." I said, "Good. I want to talk to you about as bad as you want to come in the cage with me." And he said, "I threatened to fight him." I clearly did not threaten to fight him. I just said, "I don't want to come on your show."
Right. Oh wow! Okay.
And then we made up like 3 years later, and we're great now.
Yeah, and then you had some playful dig more recently about like. So I think it was you doing a podcast, and you said like, "Oh, my podcast gets more listeners than your something or other."
Yeah.
But you guys are cool.
No, we're cool. He's
I really
great.
like Ariel. I really do like Ariel.
No, he's good.
I was listening to a Chael Sonnen talk about, you know, how when you were fighting in it was China or Asia, and
I fought the one championship based out of Singapore, but I fought in Manila, Shanghai, Dubai, Singapore. I think that might be it.
And now with one championship on TNT, they're really they're really Americanizing it, right? I was like, fuck, I missed like MMA. Like, what is this TNT? Like,
yeah, it will. And Chael was talking about how you know, he'd be shooting you a text, and he's like, hey, don't you have a fight coming up soon? You're like, yeah, I'm next. And like, he's like, that's just the kind of attitude he has, you know? And he's like, well, let me let you go. And you're like, no, like, what's up? Let's talk for a little bit. He's like, you know, I'm just sitting here before my next fight.
Yeah.
Are you're just not nervous about going into the ring, or that's how you kind of like de-stress, or what?
Yeah, de-stress. So actually, I mean, it could get way into this. This is sports psych stuff. So I'm like an overthinker. Like, my mind is hyperactive. And so when I was really young, I had a couple really poor performances because I had anxiety because I was thinking too much. And one of my coaches helped me, and it was like, just don't think about it. And that's why I said, like, where you're like, you're saying your mind is neutral, where you're not really thinking about anything except execution. And so I had to work on that, and I became really good at it. But a lot of it was like, literally, when so we'll say 5 minutes to 6 hours before the competition, I don't want to think about the competition. It's not going to help me. Either I figured out how to fight or I haven't. Like, nothing is going to happen in that time window that's going to make me a better fighter. Either I know how to go fight this guy or I don't. Right?
Yeah, but what if you throw on the Eye of the Tiger and
yeah, does that help?
It doesn't help. For me, it makes me crazy, and then I perform like shit, you know? So for me, it's just like about relaxing, taking my mind off of it, right? Because your mind can just obsess over what could happen, and what could happen is irrelevant to how you're going to perform. And so, yeah, I mean, I got really good at it to the point, and, you know, it's because I worked at it, and I got really good at just relaxing and staying calm and thinking about other things. And then when it's time to show up, boom, you show up and you compete.
Well, then, so we should schedule an Instagram live with you 7 minutes before you go out.
Yeah, I'm good with it. You want to do it? Listen, I am so game. Because yes, that's kind of like the stuff that I'll be doing. I'll be playing on Twitter or whatever. It might be harder with boxing gloves. So with MMA gloves, boxing gloves, I don't know how that's going to be possible. I'll have to like hire an assistant that just plays with my phone or something.
I gotta know too. Is the story that Scott related from Chael? Is it true? Like,
that's true. Yeah, because he would. We fought at the night over there, so he would get up early to watch me, and you know. He listen, he actually just roasted USA Wrestling last week. Or no, it was one championship because he got the wrong time zone. He did the math wrong. He roasted one championship, but he would always get the math wrong. He'd be like, hey, you fight? And I'm like, nah, it's not for 4 hours or something. Like, you're up at 3 a.m., but I don't fight till like 6 a.m. or whatever, you know? And so then we would text, and he habitually stays up for wrestling tournaments. So like a lot of the world championships in wrestling are like in Europe or in Asia or whatever. He'll be up all night. And so like, you know, sometimes it'll be like 2 a.m. and I'll be texting him about the wrestling because I'm also obsessed with wrestling. And yeah, he's up all night watching.
That's great.
Go ahead.
What's your favorite social media platform? I see you love Twitter.
Twitter, by far.
Twitter by far.
I don't really like Instagram. The people on there have too low of IQ. The comments are terrible. Twitter is a place where you can kind of interact more and get, I don't want to get full thoughts out because it's only 280 characters, but you can get like a thought and go back and forth with people. I find that to be hard to do on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to check this Clubhouse thing out. I heard Clubhouse is cool. I'm actually using it for the first time tonight. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Have you guys done that?
I've done Clubhouse. It's, you can't save it. It's just audio, social media, and it's kind of like the comment section of a YouTube video, but like
out loud.
Yeah.
So I got off of it.
All right.
So actually, I heard it got really popular, and then it's kind of went down in the last couple of weeks. But I think like a month ago, people were going nuts over it.
I heard about it.
I think it's good during a pandemic.
So now did it help me with what we're promoting? We've got the cryptocurrency podcast. What's that called?
I got it's the Funky Crypto Show. It goes right onto my Twitter on Mondays.
Okay, the Funky Crypto Show on Ben Askren's Twitter on Mondays. So everything starts on Twitter. We're following Funky Ben.
And then where can we watch the fight?
Triller. I don't know. I'm gonna be there. I don't need to watch it, guys. I'll be there live and in person.
They
Fantastic.
gave me a bunch of money, not a percentage, so fuck who watches it.
That's great.
You know, if they gave me a percentage, I would know exactly how to find it.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd be driving traffic left and right.
I have that dialed.
Yeah, all right. And did Logan Paul win you over on Impulsive? That was good.
Yeah, he was cool. I think they thought they were gonna fuck with me a little bit, and it just didn't work. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you did. You're just the impenetrable, unfazable, dorky cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, where does that come from? Like your composure, even during the Jake Paul or the press conference.
Yeah.
Which like it's kind of a shame that that's so rare to see in people these days. But just that someone can keep their composure, stay calm, and like let shit just bounce off of them. Like, where's that? Have you always been that way?
So I go all the way back for me, and I don't know if you guys remember these days, but kids won't listen to this, probably won't remember. There was these things called message boards. They kind of still exist, but not really, right? Mm-hmm. And I was 15 years old, and I was going to the state tournament, high school state tournament in wrestling, and someone said, "Hey man, they got these new message boards, and everyone's talking about you." And there were these two seniors, and I was a sophomore, and everyone's saying these seniors are going to whoop my ass. So I'm like, fuck these people. And I got on there, and I'm like, I'm going to whoop their ass, blah, 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 blah. And all these adults just said, oh, he's the worst guy. He's so cocky. He's this, he's that. And it's like, to me, it was like, again, that group mentality, like, I look back, that was a 15-year-old kid. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I just saw some people talking shit, and I talked shit back. So then the next 2 years of my high school career was like, what can I do to upset these people the most? Like this general adult public of Wisconsin wrestling. And so that kind of was my intro to people aren't logical. They're not reasonable. They're just going to go very emotional and see what, say whatever they feel. And it shouldn't really bother me. Right. And I didn't ever let it bother me. And that was kind of the start of it, and then it's just like, I don't know, why would I let what someone else is saying bother me? I'm good. I'm good with who I am. Mm-hmm. And that's it.
Yeah, dude.
What a dude.
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
love
Sticks
it, man.
stones, bro.
Funky Ben Askren, dude.
Funky Ben Askren, man. I'm a fan, brother. I'm a fan.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, and by all means, dude, you got my cell number. Fucking,
yes, sir.
Hit me up anytime. I'd love to meet up. I'm rooting for you this weekend, but honestly, I'm just gonna tell you the truth. I'm happy either way. If you win, I'm super happy for the MMA community and the sort of the rejoicing the world will do. and if Jake Paul wins, you know what? Like, let him turn into a hype train because it's fascinating.
You got it.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm a big fan also. I hope he doesn't turn into a hype train. But I'll acknowledge that's a possibility. And then, hopefully we can get together and throw some disc golf or maybe we put an outfit on and pranks people.
Yeah, or work on that cauliflower ear.
Yeah, that's...
I'll give you some cauliflower ear.
Dude,
everybody says that.
I only just looked at your ear, dude. It looks like fucking a disaster.
There's one ear right there. And then this one, I got a microphone, but I got, my brothers are way bigger. My brother has they stick way out.
I mean, wrestling is the ticket, right?
Yeah, wrestling's the way to do it.
Dude, Masvidal fucking failed. I didn't get shit for cauliflower ear. Everybody failed.
Everybody.
Everybody's failed, man. Some years just won't do it. But yeah, we'll do a bunch of fun shit, man.
All right.
We'll let you get to your day, man. Thank you again for this, man. Big,
all right, that was awesome. Appreciate it, guys. Have a good day.
Man, right on.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Ben. Peace.
Yeah.
Man, I really like that guy, and I really like you as well for sticking around to the end of the podcast. On the last podcast, Mark Cuban, some of you guys who stuck around to the end were making fun of my skateboarding, and that hurt, man. But I took it on the chin. It's all good. I put it out there, and I care about my skateboarding. I'm really trying hard. Wait until you see how hard I'm trying. It's crazy, and if it's too bright when you're looking, maybe wear some steveo sunglasses. We got them back in stock, dude. Super stoked, man. $9.99, dude.